Hello. What's going on? How are you, Connor? So I found these psychotic voice lines that are supposed to be Zealot lines. But I don't think Blizzard knew that they were supposed to be Zealot lines when they made them.
Does someone trespass? Honor in victory. Remember your honor. Brace yourselves. I fought with honor. Attack!
I think they thought they were recording Warcraft 3 dialogue. The Purifier is even more silly to me.
Today, perhaps, I will be tested. You have been cleansed. Stay alert. I will make my ancestors proud.
That's some psychotic shit.
This was unforeseen. My ancestors beckon. It is not possible.
High Templar, by the way.
I see you.
You.
We have found her. Attack the intruder. Attack the intruder.
Holy shit.
Attack the intruder. We have found her.
Oh, man.
Seize her. Trespasser. Azul Moretos. Atas.
I don't know what happened to that line.
We must regroup.
We must regroup.
Follow me. We are overextended.
Yeah, some of these might be, like, fucked up audio-wise, but the acting itself is what I'm criticizing here, so...
Monos Azun. Remain focused. Shitu Malatas. My will has overcome.
My will has overcome. My will has overcome, by the way. Which one was that?
She is cunning. You cannot. I have. My strength is failing. I falter. I cannot continue alone. Perhaps it was nothing. I will reflect on this. All is quiet. What is this? Ana. Sejul. She Anamai Kios. It was the Kalas with Shalom. Contact has been lost. Psionic link has been severed. She is cunning. Hardly a test of your ancestors will receive you.
Your ancestors will receive you.
Has overcome.
Yeah.
My will has overcome.
My will has overcome. Oh, man. Meanwhile, they just have random lines from Brood War.
For honor, very well, Nima.
And the quality is so jarring between those two. Just the difference.
Verifying termination. We have been targeted. Incoming. Incoming enemy fire. We have been targeted. Return fire. Hostile appears unarmed. Ammunition depletion detected. Hostile threat level downgraded.
Brain downgraded. Alright, holy shit. Alright. Just had to advertise that. What a fucking disaster. Alright. Oops. Mapcrap. We're here. Stop it! Yeah, don't ask. I don't know. Alright, so at this point, we're still waiting on the changes from Iquare. Apparently he's fixed the Zerg units, but not workers. And workers are obviously a big deal. However, he also says that he worked for Vorvalings, which means it probably works for morph units like Lurkers, Guardians, and Devourers. So, if that's the case, then he really only has Workers and Archons to do. So, since that's the case, what was even left to do with Charlie? I think we had to do his, Oh no, I guess we did his stuff here as well. And we can change target Ahmed to target Fraud, and then target Chuck is fine there, and yeah. I mean, I don't see any immediate reason why this wouldn't be a functional script. Let's throw it in there. Although I do have to go in and make some changes to the debt requirements. Summon Broodlings, by the way. Oh, I guess I could do a parasite order for the other clown emojis. Dark Swarm doesn't work either. I guess I hadn't really done over his attacks. Don't you just love Firecraft? I actually don't know if... oh. Well, for one, Charlie's going to need to detect a lurker aspect, I feel like. Should probably do that. Upgrade Hydra. Yeah, that would have been awkward if he had lurker requests and then no lurker aspect. Okay, so I think everything else is fine. I want to say we don't have much else to worry about. We do need to change some stuff around with regards to mind control in general. Like its cost mostly. And I would like it if it didn't mute the shields of the unit. But we'll see. I feel like we're on the right track anyway. Is that really supposed to be a rock? I don't think so. That doesn't make any sense. Okay, so let's spend some time working on... Should get that checked out, dude.
So many years gone by.
Alright.
We will never see them all.
Hello, Nenamchin. What is your question? Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well.
The roads are fading away. Hope is already
Oh,
dead.
they must be set to neutral.
Forsaken. We're living in hell.
Well, there's a third chapter in Inconsummate. That is the first campaign I released, so that would be the one to start with. So, if you start with Act of God, you're starting with the right map. And then otherwise, though, it'll go through Praetor's Fall, Sins of the Follower, The Harvest, Free the Beast, and Reap So. If it says Chapter 3, it's probably because you selected the third map. That's what I would say. But starting with the map Act of God, that would be the one to start with. Did I remove one of their workers by accident? I did. That's awesome. Replays don't work in campaigns, at least not always. If you have custom AI, odds are they won't work properly. If you want to record them, you can put them on YouTube or something. Some people will definitely watch that. But yeah. Replays themselves don't work in campaign missions most of the time. Which is unfortunate, but... I do have the Sunken Colony request. Oh, they're gonna expand. I got pranked. I should probably wait until they start the second hatchery before telling them to expand, but that's not too bad. Not really sure what's going on with the creep colony, though. Okay. Alright, have a good one. So this should be I think that's a simple enough way to put it in. Water ASMR, boys? Oh, you could barely hear it. All right. So these guys would actually make use of 24 workers, which is probably what I set them to. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so... Apparently, iQuire sent me a fix for the add-on bug, so we'll observe that. Dude, what is this album, man? Hold on. All right. Next. Holy shit. This toilet is really full. I agree. Alright, so... I'll have you know I haven't made a backup of my EXE once up until this point. I didn't really do that much modding, but still. What a lunatic. Alright, let's check out their add-ons.
The world would not be the same. Few people laughed. Few people cried. Most people were silent. I remembered the flying.
Oh, I'm not seeing any immediate issues from that first machine shop. Oh, we do have a crash. What was this crash from before? Oh yeah, it was the region crash. Let me see if I can figure it out based on attaching Ollie.
To impress him, takes on his multi-armed form and says, "Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds."
Oh, this is Progress AI build. So this is a different crash. This is Progress AI build, ARG-1 player, ARG-2 minerals, ARG-3 gas. So this seems like it would be related to one of the changes, but I don't know. What's up, Alexander? How you doing, dude? Thanks, Iquare. Very helpful. I'm still drowning in error messages. This is related to the latest build of the plugin, yeah. I was very reticent to actually upgrade to this version because it's super experimental. Most of the features I'm not using in this map, and well, there's many other reasons. Now we seem to have fixed the issue that we were trying to fix, which was that add-on regression, where Terran buildings were stopping production of add-ons to build units. So that's been fixed, but... Or it seems to be fixed. But now we have another crash. We have two distinct crashes. I have stuff I can do if you're gonna be able to do the worker fix, the Archon fix, and fix the two crashes I've sent you documentation on. Or whatever. Like if you want to wait until that to send me it, I can wait for that. I mean, I even if you fixed workers, I wouldn't be able to test because I have all of these crashes. So I have different things I can spend time on. But I assume you don't need anything from Ollie now that I sent you the function that's crashing, and I can send you the. There, I sent you like the basics, but the CSGO maps that I'm reviewing are from the Mapcore Exotic Places contest, which I just have. I don't have this bookmarked, I just have it open. So far I've done Victoria, Swamp, and Anubis out of this list. And I still have to do Basalt, Chlorine, Graveyard, Ivory, Jingsheng, Mustang, Mutiny, Mocha. I think that's it. Oh yeah, and then all these. The honorable mentions. And after that, I got a few more that I'll do. I'm not sure. I mean, most likely Valve doesn't give a fuck. That's what has been the expectation. I would expect that Mutiny will win this contest based on what I've played. There's an off chance that Swamp ends up contending, but Mutiny seems like the best map of them all, and on top of being the best map in terms of functionality, like the layout or whatever, of the finalists, I think Feast is probably the best map in terms of gameplay, but that's not in the finalists. That's an honorable mention. Mutiny seems to be the best map of them all, but it also has probably the most, like, grabbing looks of all of them. Now, I can't say it looks good because I've seen what you can do with 3D, and CSGO does not allow you to make good-looking 3D. But that being said, it's still, like, if you shrink down the scale that you're judging based off of all CSGO maps that you've seen, Mutiny probably is the most visually striking. Has its own theme that is distinct from all of the other maps in this list. Whereas like most of the others borrow. Swamp is another one that's pretty distinct though, so like that's why I say like Mutiny and Swamp are probably like the two that are probably gonna win. Anyway, whoever wins stands a higher chance of being officially added to the pool, is what I'm thinking. So you might end up seeing Mutiny added to the game, but I'm not sure. If I had to rate them myself in my own list, I would probably put Mutiny above at number 1, with Chlorine as the second and Swamp as the third. But that's because I obviously care more about gameplay than visuals. Swamp is actually probably really bad for visual like readability for those stupid agent skins anyway. And then maybe there would be like Jingshan or something like that for the fourth one or something. Probably Jingshan or Victoria. I'm really surprised that Graveyard even made it to the list, considering the maps that are in the honorable mentions. Every single person I've seen who goes through and looks at Graveyard, like if they're doing like a here's what happened on Mapcore's contest, and they like review like all the maps really quickly, they always like brush over Graveyard really fast because it's so obviously an ugly map with it's just unfinished as far as I can tell. Like it's just not finished. Some people are like, it's an interesting premise for this map. All right, next map. It's like they know it's fucked up. Whereas like if you look at I mean, Zenith has significantly better visuals, although the gameplay is pretty poor. Rampart is definitely a stronger map than Graveyard. I would say Feast is definitely a stronger map. And I haven't really tried the others. I think I tried Gongji, but I can't remember. I don't know. I would have taken Rampart or Feast over that map any day of the week. So I don't know what the problem is. Like they don't really. I don't think they publish their methodology for judging these maps. Not that too many people would read them, but. What's up, Veek? All right. Let's get out of here. Back to some production since we can't do any testing yet. The contest is for CSGO is Mapcore Exotic Places Contest. Well, Mapcore hosts it, and the contest itself is Exotic Places Contest. So. Isn't Graveyard still in Greybox? Yep, it sure is. That's funny. Wow, this forum sucks. Holy shit, this forum is like way behind the times. Yeah, maybe there is. The FM Bone did say something to the effect of. Judges can release their own. Over 3/4 of the points come from theme and visuals. Holy shit. Only one of them is concerned with how well designed the map is. What the fuck? I had no idea of that. Well, that's disappointing. Anyway, back to... Let's refocus here. Let's get back to it. There's some stuff I still have to do for the frauds. I have to do the dumbass, like, ad gimmick thing, where it's like... Say medic, ghost. Yeah, you have to play on version 1.16.1. You can't play it on the remastered patch, and you have to use the mod file. So I can link you to a article I wrote that walks you through the installation process. Very easy to do. Check that out. You got any questions, feel free to ask them. No problem. Lurker. Oh yeah. So I want to say for this one we need... Did I already do H defiler? Yeah, I did. Okay, and I did defiler. Science vessel. Okay. Okay. So that should work fine, even though it's going to be super dumb. And then the other thing was to start modifying the tech tree a little bit. We'll do some minor stuff for now. Alright, so they won't bother with Maelstrom, and just disabled feedback, so they won't bother with that either. The only spell they're going to be casting is Mind Control, and I also wanted to change up Dark Archons anyways. So... I guess I'll use that sprite that I made. I'll replace the mercenary gunship with it. And we'll use it as like a light fighter. That'll be a harassment type unit. Mostly it'll just be like a cheap thing. That'll be available to the raiders as replacements for wraiths. I think I'll mirror most raider units will be available for the Kenyans, if not all unique raider units. And then the Kenyans on top of that will have their own set of unique units, is what I'm thinking. No idea if that's going to be a real thing or not. But that does remind me that I have to make a custom player color version of the Cyclops graphic and the Ahmed Firebat graphic to have their team color be disparate and distinct. So... in the current queue, the probes and SCVs just weren't being Like what I have now, they just don't get the requests, which seems more like a lookup issue. Larvae were requested, but workers not so much. I won't be able to do one at all, that's for sure, but I can ask DF. I can also message that June 3 Hong guy, see if he'd be interested in it. He makes a lot of wireframes, it seems. So he could at least give us a placeholder while we wait for DF to have some time to do it the right way. Oh man, I'm gonna get pranked. Oh, thanks. Alright, so now I have to go back and find those graphics again because I don't know how many frames are in them, which is pretty good. 187 for the Cyclops. Bum, bum. $170. Cool. Now I've got to figure out what I'm going to be doing with all this junk. Does the version of A's you sent me work with PlayFrame Hook? Does that work? Because that would be ideal if I could just do that. I just don't know how to actually activate the PlayFrame Hook stuff through iScript. Like, what are the conditions? I sent you a DM about it. Ew. Superfruit infusion. So I want to say... the amount of damage he does right now is probably fine. Alright, so I'll replace the Ash World one. I keep cutting my hand trying to open bags at work. They have these paper bags. They're pretty sharp, man. Better watch out. Alright. Ash World. Things are going pretty well so far. Just while I wait for some fixes for the AI stuff, I'm going to be working on the mod. So I'm just arranging my references here so that I can keep track of these. Should make it a bit easier on me. So we got 111, 40. Alright. Alright, so the other one is... I mean, I'll probably just replace Tom Kazansky for that unit ID. And then the hero defiler was 52. 16. 61. 38. I want to say for Jim Raynor, we got a different story here. It's 20. And 67. Hi again. How are you? I assume something went horribly wrong. 53. Security's 51. I think I used the Tassadar. Yeah, 79. But is that correct? It is. Okay, cool. Oh yeah. So even if you don't have the skin pack, the remastered graphics, you still are. If you're playing through the BattleNet app and you're playing on like the new patch, that still is not compatible. So you would have to download the older version of the game. I mean, you basically need the older version of the game for any campaign that you play. There's only a few that work with remastered, that have mods. All the ones that are not modded, in theory, work fine with remastered. But, like, if you go to look at the custom campaign listing I have over here, it says something to the effect of, if version is left blank, the campaign should work on any version of Starcraft. But otherwise, you'll need to have the version of the game that is listed here. So, stuff like that is makes it a little harder to access those campaigns, unfortunately. So hopefully you get it running at some point, but either way. Don't get pranked. Alright, so since I know what I'm doing now for these graphics, what I will do is I have to boost the hitbox of this stuff pretty considerably, I feel like. And we'll do the same thing for the civilian. So 12, 12, 12, and 16. And then down here we'll compare this to the civilian. Seems identical. 2, 3, 4. 19.9. I'm not actually sure if the, yeah, I would say that it probably needs to be something like this. We'll try that anyway. Again, if we compare this to civilian, I think it's all set. No overlays or anything to worry about. Cool. So that one's hooked up, in theory. I just have to come in here and change this to... I think it's you care, but it might be something else. You ghost. And for this, we have something else. A critter. Put that in here. Put that in there. And did I already do something for Ahmed rebuilding himself? No, I didn't. So I guess we'll just copy this over here. And then I guess we can do the same thing for Chuck. Jim Marina Marine. And we'll just have the AI allies rebuild the worker or rebuild the heroes. That shouldn't be too difficult to do. What else do we have in here? Surely there's something in here for the other heroes. Well, I don't want the Zerg heroes to be rebuilt. Maybe the Protoss one could be, so I'll grab the probe. And then we'll find Tassadar, and we'll say that. Okay. And I might have some Rockin heroes at some point that I can throw in there. Although, at the same time, one thing that I could do at some point is I could have the heroes respawn once they're allied to you, like recreate themselves, basically. So that could be something that I do. Should they die in battle, like maybe you have to be the one that kills them or something in order for them to adhere to your rule. That might be a better way, because one thing that I can imagine is the frauds mind control the heroes, and then the Rockin kill the heroes, and then you get the access to the AI allies. Like that wouldn't be you doing it, so we'll have to figure something out there. Alright. So what other Zerg do I have in here? Userib. So I guess I can replace Charlie. Or I can use a graphic for Charlie. That would be something like an Ursidon or something. Well, maybe not Ursidon, because that is the critter of this tile set. Let's see. Where even are the critters, though? They run it on, I suppose. So, 115, 277, 340. And we'll keep a unique guy script for him because his weapon is going to be different. So we'll do this. Just going to change this to 40. And then just hit 7. 125, 11. Cool. So because Rexon is just going to be... I'm pretty sure the Infested Kerrigan graphic will do fine for that. Do something like this. 148. Easy. So 352.0. I didn't even know that was enabled. I forgot because I wasn't even thinking about all the features that you added when you sent me the build the other day. I guess that was yesterday, right? I like the fact that you could, what you were talking about, where you separate the game out, or the scripts out into chunks, basically. By doing that, you don't have to separate them into different towns to make them non-linear. Like, one of the things that I did with the frauds is I had all those outposts, but those could, in theory, work fine in the main, so long as you were ad building and stuff like that. I guess the biggest issue with it is making sure that it respects base layouts. Because your base layouts have to be called in a specific order, right? Well, that was a quick crash. Let's see what that was. Can't be anything I was just messing around with because I didn't actually add in the data files yet. Yeah, you weren't kidding when you said you didn't test it. Create building AI. Yeah, it's a crash for workers. Yep. I DM'd you the details. Well, I didn't know that by doubt Zerg will work, you meant it's going to crash. That's even less functionality than I had before. Hold on. I'm specifically going to hope that these expansions start working properly, but we'll see what happens. Nope. They're still stuck on 2. They request 2 explicitly in the thread, and then they queue the rest. But the queuing is not working. Looks like it's the same for over here. Pranked. So what do oh, I still have to make some reskins of the Hydralisk, anyway, and the High Templar. Is it really breaking? Why? Why isn't it just extracting the fucking frames? Holy shit. What? Amazing. So it's 297. Why exactly I need worker queue for workers and how worker requests make AI non-functional? I can't believe you haven't already found this out in your own tests. AI, with using queue, the AI builds workers so much quicker. If we use build instead of queue, we hit the cap of requests much faster. So in theory, we could use your build add command that only existed a day ago. That was obviously not a solution for most of history. Queue, on the other hand, worked fine. But obviously it needs to be fixed for the modern era. But any request will make the AI non-functional. If it hits 63 requests or even in that neighborhood, it just won't do anything, as we've observed. So the queue is a way of sidestepping that completely. The fuck? Oh, because I didn't, I know what happened there. Completely removed all the green, of course, but whatever. Okay. Two 9-6. I wonder why comments are turned off on this video. It's a pretty good album, I think. Has some energy to it. Alright, so we'll extract those, wait for Python to do its thing, because it takes 8 years, of course. Then we'll have the 2 hero graphics, although I haven't done the setup for Aldoras yet. We'll have to take care of that. I guess I still need to do a lurker recolor, right? So prepare that while I wait. We'll do resources. Still can't believe they called it Lurker XD. Oh man. 595. I think I already picked out one for Charlie anyway, right? Bee Critter, I think. Oh, I forgot. There's almost no magenta shades or purple shades at all. Have to stick with blue then. $5.95. So retarded. AI build worker. Cool. It seems promising. So maybe you have to hook that or something for this sort of thing? While I'm waiting, I should probably select another critter to replace. So we'll say... Yeah, apparently Brood War is actually very poorly coded when it comes to handling performance. It's just that modern computers don't give a fuck most of the time. So if you do end up having like thousands of units on screen, it will end up lagging generally. That's what I read from Nave anyway, a while ago. I think you're making quite the name for yourself, iQueer. Good work. I'm sure I will. So we got a new fighter, a new walker, new wucker. No, did you make specific code for that? Fuck. Oh well. I'll have to redo that at some point. Oh, that's what you mean. Why did you have to do that in A's again? I mean, I guess that's the best place to put any new code or whatever. Like, you specified it for all of them, you mean? If config, full toilet. Wow. So you had to do this for every single one. That's nuts. Right, yeah. I thought play frame hook was something you could write in iScript to say, like, play at this offset if conditions are true. But I guess that would require ace or something. Alright, so I just finished doing some quick reskin or player color override recolors, and now I'm going to spend some more time on the tech tree changes. But first I must use the bathroom, so I shall return momentarily. BRB. Ba-dum, bum, 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 bum. So. Okay, so like I said, I want to work a bit more on the tech tree of stuff. So we'll say... Where is it? I feel like the first thing people remove are probably the critters. 8. $1707, 67. 21745. And we'll speed that up. So 952. What I would really like to figure out at some point is, there's got to be like a simpler way to add units to the game, man. I keep thinking about how asinine it is that we have to change so much stuff. Truth be told, it would make a lot of sense to, streamline that process somehow. What's up, Baleful? Yeah, no kidding. It's a real disaster. Yes. It's the same exact thing as the Dryad from Warcraft 3. That's immediately what it made me think of. The same demeanor as well. It's crazy. What I'm working on right now, it's just a single map, but it involves a lot of custom tech trees and custom AI. It's for my contest, Mapcrap. Yeah, I quit earlier. I posted some lines from Starcraft Ghost that were leaked, and the voice acting is really bad, man. Editing is also not great, we'll say. Dude, I looked fast. Hold on, I gotta show you guys something. This is scary. I looked fast at this bottle, and you see where, over here? It looks like he's surrounded by capital N's. Like, what the fuck, dude? His head is surrounded by N's, right? Like, I'm not seeing things. That's just a bunch of N's. No, look, that's N. There's like billions of N's around his head. What the fuck? Why are there N's on his head? Look. You see what I mean? I saw it out of the corner of my eye and I can't unsee it. N. It's just surrounded by N's, dude. It's over. Yeah, exactly. It's just a ring of N's, man. Alright, N. This drink's for you, man. Yeah, exactly. It may detonate. That man's brain has been. So if I drink that, I will turn into N. By the end of this, I'll be Polish, angry at the world, alcoholic, and working in remastered. Probably the worst thing about all of that stuff there. Working in remastered. Jesus Christ. Alright. So I think we did that. That's fine. Craving potatoes, exactly. What a disaster. I don't remember if AI needs something special to properly set up their... to properly train Zerg units that are... like new Zerg units, basically, from Larva. I vaguely recall something needing to be done in GPTP for that, but I could have been misremembering. So we'll just try it to see if it works. I mean, we can't really test it right now anyway, but we'll see. Probably tomorrow. Oh, another thing I wonder about is if you mind control a unit and you have a different unit name set in this trigger AI script that I'm doing, what will that do? Like if I set like unit name 7 siege tank, something like this, right? I just want to, I'll use that for now, but I'm interested in seeing what ends up happening as a result of all that. So we will see. Now, there was one other thing that I needed to do here. In unit, neutral. I think all I added here was UI care, but I'm not even sure if that's the right file name. That is. Oops. So what are you working on anyway, Kai2 Hacks? Up to anything exciting? Alright, let's do... Now we need to pop into the I script. Is this the right one? It is. Excellent. So, let us compare here. Oh, another excellent bit of hardcode issue that I'm going to run into pretty soon is making Rectsun work. Because he's a hero lurker, and most of the time that does not work out. So, like, there's some hard code that you have to do to make it so that he only attacks while underground. Hopefully it's as simple as, like, taking every... like, mem-patching every single instance of the lurker hard code and applying it to an additional unit ID. But I don't know if there's anything other than that. That's going to be interesting. Every time I've tried to make a hero lurker in the past, I've always ended up with a unit that attacks without borrowing. And can't attack when you do borrow it, so... I'm pretty sure there's something that's, like, very specific to the lurker. It's because they're bad at coding. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. Or didn't know what the fuck they're doing, I guess. Since the same people are not in the company. I mean, that and the fact that they were always on a time crunch. Like, I was trying to think of, like, even if you give a competent developer not enough time to do the job, he's probably going to have to make some really stupid shortcuts. Effigy of Tony. Yeah, they kept thinking they were 2 months from release or something. Like, the internal business culture was that the game was 2 months for release for like a year and a half. Can you imagine? That's so silly. I still can't believe that they came right out and said it with no shame attached to this at all. They were like, yeah, StarCraft was intended to just be a game that padded our sales figures while we waited for our next primo release. Like, they even come out and say, like, it wasn't meant to be a game that we put any effort into. They just say that. Like, the idea that you can have the fucking audacity to just be like, yeah, we don't give a fuck. Bye. It's like, wow. I mean, at least they're transparent in that sense. That's better than what we get now. Like, at least if you're gonna fuck people over or just be bad at your job, at least if you're honest about it, that you maintain some level of integrity, even though you clearly shouldn't be helming the position at that point. But it's so brazen. I mean, I guess it helps them that they're, like, no longer working for the company when they say that, so maybe it's a little bit less transparent than I'm making it out to be, but even so, like, the idea that you can say that and not be laughed at immediately following that is pretty nuts. Alright. I think, honestly, this map's aesthetics came together pretty well. Like, we're not done, per se, but we're a lot closer than... for, like, as far as, like, the decor in the middle of the map and stuff, we're a lot closer than one might expect. I still remember when Necron first found Zerg, or them and Zerg here. He could not believe that Blizzard was that stupid. I know it's a silly thing, but sometimes it takes some really silly things to smack you in the, upside the head and be like, well, holy shit. Really open your eyes. That and my Warcraft 3 playthrough were great tools for him in particular. There we go. Figured it out. Although, after all that, I don't really even want it anyway. There you go. Let me download the latest stuff from iQuare that disables the worker-related code, and we'll compile that. Target. So I actually think we can get away with something different if we end up doing this. So if we wanted to have the expansions working again for Terrans and Protoss, I can come up with a system that will work, that will be acceptable. We'll just copy this over to this for the time being. And then we'll do... We gotta find main worker low, or no. I guess I don't have the code anymore, but that's fine. I can redo it. So this is gonna be like... I don't remember what the syntax was that he gave me. He gave me syntax for some custom command. I don't know if that's actually the syntax. I'll have to look through. He sent me some bits of his code before. He doesn't actually list priorities in this, though. Oh, he actually just sent me a fix to the worker stuff anyway, so that's funny. Well, since we just got a potential fix for all of the issues, he said he tested it with Zerg and Protoss, so I can test it with all three. Re-enable our Zerg friends. And before I can test that, I have to finish what I was doing just now. So the Oxel is 21, but it's ISID 375. And then I need to find my unit Terran Phoenix. Delete that. The text editor of Go. How are you anyway? Sold mum for RP. I want to say we should be good now, but I might have forgotten a unit or two. That is definitely a wrong iScript entry right there. So is that. That's fine. Let's fix that. Copy the lurker over here. Find infested Kerrigan. What was the other one? Charlie's ISID 199. Yeah, this reference sheet is actually super useful, to be honest. Should have done this a long time ago. So I did all those. Yeah, his ISID should be the civilians, though. He doesn't need a custom setup there. What is his image ID? 237. So we'll change that to 67. We're still getting the same crash as before. Well, at least I think it is. I'll confirm that real quick. It's you, actually. Let's try with the updated. Well, I will say one thing. The game is definitely running slower on this speed. But That's alright. Flip flop. What? Well, I don't know what happened to the hero, but alright. I don't see any immediate issues. I had the wrong plugin version. I'm pretty sure that was what the cause was. Why do they suicide medics again? Like, why? Oh, and then all of their... Bye! Bye! Jesus Christ. Yeah, it was probably an older plugin version. That's what I'm thinking, because it's not crashing anymore. Oh, now we got a different crash. I'm glad I just accidentally opened AMD settings. Thanks. Why that's in my scroll bar or whatever is beyond me. Yeah. Medic AI needs to learn to stay behind the rest of the fucking team. So this crash is for delete building AI. Crashed at the very beginning of the function. So I'm assuming a worker got killed or something. Maybe not. Get him! What? There you go. Oh shit! It's Charlie! I didn't get him. Well, I have no idea then. It doesn't seem like that was it. Not my watermelon. What's wrong with you guys? Annihilated. Building AI is definitely the drone issue. Good to know. At least we know what's going on. Alright, well, apparently we're out of music. I don't know what the fuck happened. Oh. I skipped a bunch, that's why. There we go. Enjoy that. I will be right back. Alright. Hi. I have returned. It's time for my lunch break. So we'll just be chilling for a sec, as if we were not doing that to begin with. Why don't we watch a, Oh, it's Nyoken, dude. Check him out. Hopefully they don't mind me, watching this on stream. I'll throw a link in the chat. Check this video out. We're gonna be. I like to watch it on 2x speed, so I'm sure that's not everybody's taste. So you can watch it at 1x speed, normie speed, at your own pace.
Welcome back to another cast brought to you by Starcraft TV. This time we have a best of 3 between Rush and YSC. For those of you who do not know who YSC and Rush are, Rush was a player for CJ Intis. He wasn't a huge name back then, but he was on the brink of really making a name for himself. So he's a really strong Terran player. And on the other side, we do have YSC. He was on Samsung Con. I don't think he was as strong as Rush back in those days, but he is very good, and we do know him from some of the tournaments such as Have At You. He's played in a lot of foreign tournaments, and actually, he's made it into the current ASL. So that's very impressive from him to actually make it into the ASL, because you really don't see that many amateurs in the ASL. So this time in our best of 3, we are going to have mostly 4. I think it is all foreign-made maps. Doesn't necessarily mean that they are BSL maps, but they are going to be foreign-made maps. And this map is Bubbles. So if we take a look at the map layout of this particular map, it's almost identical to Fighting Spirit. All the bases are the 4 corners. We've got the naturals look very similar. The only thing that is really different is that the pathways to the third base seem a little bit bigger. We also have double bridges. But other than that, everything is pretty much the same. So because it's pretty standard, you can expect both these players to probably just play pretty normal. They're going to be feeling pretty good on a map like this. Now we do see that Rush is going for a forward Rax, and generally this means that we're going to have a gasless expand. I have seen a few times players take Flash, kind of go for a mind game, put it on the low ground, and then end up going gas behind it. But that's not what Rush is going to be going for. And at bottom right, we do have YSC just going for a standard gate. We're going to have Cybernetics follow up. Now we're going to have to wait and see if he doesn't want to go to Zealot. There is that Zealot, so he does want to put a bit of pressure on. And because top right doesn't look like it's as SimCityable as top right on Fighting Spirit, and I'm not really seeing a good depot placement here. Maybe here's a good depot placement. This is obviously where the command center is. Unlike Fighting Spirit on top right, we build your barrack right here. It completes a full wall for the Zealot, so this Zealot might actually get off a decent amount of damage. We do have the Cybernetics about 70% done. Probe comes in and sees that it's a gasless expand. And Rush is going to desperately need to get up some more Marines, and he's probably going to need a bunker, because without a depot, it's going to be so hard to actually push this Zealot back. Probe dealing a bit of damage to the SCV, honestly, almost gets it down to, ooh, where's this Zealot going? Looks like YSC has misrallied, no reason for it to move there. He could have been almost across the map at this point, so that's a huge misstep from him. I'm not too sure if that was just a misrally or if he was trying to catch the SCV, but regardless, a pretty big mistake. Now, he has the option to hide tech if he wants to. His goon's going to pop out before the SCV actually gets into position. Doesn't look like he's going to go for something like a DT rush at all. But here comes the first Zealot. Marine is way too far out. YSC already gets off a good hit, gets a 2-shot kill onto the Marine when comboing it with that probe. And now we have a Zealot into the main. And if we look at the income for YS or for Rush, Factor should be coming down pretty soon, but with this Zealot harassment, he may just be almost gets
I wonder why maps are so
only losing the probe. Now he did get his factory down at a pretty good timing, but this Zealot is dealing way too much damage, and Rush is in trouble. The Goon is just gonna come back and deal with this SCV for now. He's not gonna
people always make super similar maps, like
Rush,
Fighting Spirit
he
and
doesn't wanna
stuff. I
build
don't know
more
why.
Marines. He's already had to build an extra 2 so far. So the Zealot, how many more kills can he get though? Honestly, the SCV control from Rush is really damn good. You would have expected the Zealot to get even more damage than it's already done, but so far only 2 kills and only being Marines, no SCV kills at all. And behind us, YSC has taken the Nexus. He also is going to put down a robotics pretty soon. He's approaching the money that he would need to get that down. We're just waiting for that to come in. But overall, good harassment done from our Protoss player. Now, still Rush has an SCV lead, 27 to 23. This is normal when you go for a gasless. Goons at the front going to try and harass his bunker just a little bit. And there is the robotics as expected. Now, we see Reaver play quite often these days, and it's going to be highly likely that he also goes for Reaver play since he knows he's relayed the factory quite a bit. And because of that, Rush is actually going to be going for a Starport. I guess he's anticipating Reaver follow-up. It's so common. But also, Rush is one of the few players that is actually really aggressive. He does not mind just falling into your 1-2 base. He wants to get in your face, so this might not necessarily be for Wraith to counter the drop. This could just be straight.
Yeah, Connor, I mean,
a dropship. But since we're not getting
the problem is Fighting Spirit is so fucking boring. Like, okay, it's a well-balanced map, so throw it in the map pool, but don't make copycats like this.
Seeing Siege mode is not going to give away any type of opener from Rush, and in response, YC is going to take a fast second Nexus since he knows that the time for Rush to get up critical mass is going to be quite a while, especially now that he's seen Siege. Don't want to lose that gun. So he is just going to slowly pull back on the bunker, get as much damage as he possibly can, just be super annoying. And back in the main of YC, it is just 3-gate robotics with Observer, which is actually going to be a good counter for what Rush is doing. The drop's going to come in here. More than likely, we're just going to be set up in our main with 4 goons or so, and also the natural. And really, it's going to be very hard for Rush to get much damage done. Oh, it's actually 1 tank and 2 vultures. Now, this is an expensive drop, because when we're on 1 factory, which YSC is going to know after seeing this dropship come in, it's going to take such a long time to actually build up a critical amount of tanks, and really, tanks are the backbone of your army. So I'm a bit surprised that he's showing that he's going to send a tank here. But maybe he is just going to go fantasy style, set up mines with 1 tank in the back of the base. That is what he's going to do. Sieges it up, and now these probes have to escape. Oh, a big tank shot. Only gets 2 kills, though. 4 kills now, though. But he at least gets to see what YSC is doing. Actually, he's going to save this tank for now. The dropship has taken no damage. Oh, he might run into mines. Kill several probes, kill several goons. This drop has done way more damage than I was anticipating. He may even get more probes. Oh, a huge hit, taking out 5 more probes. So that's, I think he got 1 goon kill with this tank. So 9 probes going down for YSC, and he's in trouble. He luckily has triple Nexus. But after seeing a 3-gate opener and Observer, Rush knows that this was a second base taken pretty quickly, and in response, we see instantly a couple more factories being put down. We may see 5 or 6 fact follow-up, potentially even 7 fact follow-up, and just go for 1 big killing move. He's up 18 workers at this point. just absurd econ for him. I would actually really love for him to go into the 7-fact timing or 5-fact timing even with his +1 already coming in. But instead, he is just going to take a command center. Remember, he already has a starport, so he can just go straight into science facility. It's not a huge investment for him since he's already got the starport. There is the 4th and 5th factory. Academy is top right. He doesn't necessarily even need it at this point because he saw nothing in the main and he got a full scout off with the Vulture and tank. But this is great for Rush. He is setting up to go into a just beautiful mid-game. Potentially just get an easy killing move on his first max and push out. Now, where's that science facility? There it is. So it is going to be another +2 timing just with a unorthodox opener going for the Vulture and tank drop. And this is going to allow Rush to have something like a 14-minute max, which is pretty good, especially if you're opening with a starport. So command center is done. It's going to start floating it to mid right pretty soon. Back at YSC, we have the Citadel coming in. It's halfway done. Forge is already done. And to give you perspective on how delayed the Citadel is, usually you're building it at around 7 minutes. That lets you get like a 12-minute arbiter. So this is going to be a 14-minute arbiter or 15-minute arbiter. So it's super delayed. Vulture's getting to the third base kill. A few pro kills. Not a lot of damage though. But Rush is just crushing it. And I am very surprised that we see a Reaver coming in for YSC. It felt like if we were going to go Reaver, we need to open Reaver instead of going for Observer. But because of how delayed it is, Rush is not going to suspect a thing. It's going to be very surprising that there's actually a Reaver coming to his base. But there's a scan. What does he see? Looks like he did see the support gate. He does see the Stargate and Temp Arc.
Yeah, you know what's really funny to me about stuff like that is obviously those build openers or whatever that they're going through. It's very clear that like the players themselves are mind gaming each other. Meanwhile, like there's like all these like micro adaptations that you're doing fighting against other pros, but you're never expected to adapt to a different map. I guess I don't know. Like let's just remake Fighting Spirit in the desert tile set. Seems like a wasted opportunity to actually test players' ability to adapt. But oh well. Move my webcam back to where it belongs. Hold on 1 sec. I just moved that so you could see Nyokin's pretty face. Alright, so you want me to attach Ollie debug to the map after I get a crash? Yeah, but the maps themselves are never actually new, you know? They don't offer new gameplay, really. That's the impression I get. Oh. Also, the probes are still not being built. It's an epic hive placement. Pretty sure this is a different crash. Yes, Connor, I understand that they are new SCX files. I'm talking about the concepts within them are very rarely different. It's recycling the same idea with very, very small changes. Oh, I remember this crash. This is something else. This is a older crash. Yeah, this is Progress AI build. Okay, what would you like me to look at in the call stack?
Oh, what stack do you want? There's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 within this call stack. Do you want just a screenshot of it? Or do you want me to exit Ollie debug and then send you the error file? If you describe the steps, I can do it. Is it follow in CPU stack? Is that the button I press? Well, there are 2 from NTDLL, one of which is listed as question mark, question mark, question mark. The rest are dsound, except for this one, which is kernel 32 base thread init. Thunk plus 22. Well, which ones do you want me to find in CPU? I can do it for all of them and send you what I find. But I don't know what you want once I'm in the CPU. Like, I just followed the kernel 32 base thread init thunk plus 22. And I got here. But I don't know what you want from this. Where did you get that number? Was it where I was? No, I don't see that here anywhere. Anyway, it took me to this command, so I'll search that up. Yeah. That's not coming up in any of the arg dumps. But I don't see that number anywhere in here, so... Unless I'm just blind. I don't see 7359C228. Let's see. Here's 59C0D2. Oh, right over here. The first red one. Okay, so... D2. Yeah, I don't think any of these are going to show up. These seem to all be plugin stuff. Like, I'm looking at the, I'm mirroring these or searching for these in the arg dumps that we have, right? Knaves and Heinermans, and they're not coming up in any of them. Probably because they're not from Starcraft. Apparently this crashed. This was the last thing in the call stack. This got annihilated at some point. Nothing is showing up for source. I mean, I did view source and there's nothing. This is the function that I've highlighted here, but there's nothing in it. Like when I do view source, there's nothing. I don't even know what D sound is. Is that like some module? So if none of them have source information, what should I be looking for here? Okay, I don't know what I did wrong though. That's why I was asking you for information, so you could tell me how to do this properly. I wonder if I'd get banned from YouTube by if I played Judas Priest. I've been listening to them quite a bit while at work. They got some pretty good tunes, man. Give you all the energy you need. Well, apropos of nothing, of course. Classic mentally ill display. Not that I disagree with the sentiment, but maybe provide some context for your outburst. Lest we assume you have Tourette's. Yes, randomly saying fuck YouTube out of nowhere. Alright. I think we're in the clear for these. Yeah, but if you're making income off of YouTube, you're already part of the problem, so... Obviously, YouTube shouldn't do that, but I have next to no sympathy. There we go. I was looking for that one. So I didn't have to go digging through the whole list. I want to say there's probably more shit to consider here, but alright, let's take a look. Alright, so we can say 16.
Now then, it's absolutely insane to say that we came into this world. You did not. We merely came out of it.
You're listening to SDA.
Eccolo qua l'autogrill, bello, eccolo qua l'autogrill, non mi posso fermare, eccolo qua l'autogrill, che figo, eccolo qua l'autogrill, eccolo qua l'autogrill, bello, eccolo qua l'autogrill, non mi posso fermare, eccolo.
I don't know about this one, boys. Certainly a bizarre opening. Let's see if they redeem themselves. I suppose I can see where you're coming from with that one. Yeah, they force ads onto all my videos pretty much because of the music I listen to. Now, I wish what I have to do at some point, as well as what I'm doing right now with this reference list for organizational purposes, I have to start making an index of, like, some sort of organized folder where I store the iScript and stats and stuff for the for all of the units that I make that I feel like I'm going to make again later. Something like the drive-by, for example, I'm probably going to throw in a bunch of different maps. It was already made for the last full toilet, so it only makes sense to make some sort of index for that. I think I replaced the Goliath or something. I don't really remember. Was it this? No, this is the Thor. I can already tell by how long it took to load. Oh, I see what happened here. Oh, it's the same thing. That's funny. So I actually did replace the Goliath. That's very goofy. I wonder if there's maybe a different graphic I can pull for that one then. I think UED Commander wanted me to do this one at some point. This is supposed to be 48. This alignment trick actually worked out, I think, for the other unit that I have in there, so maybe it's not all bad. Bam, bam. Is this what mild-mannered Mediterranean insanity sounds like? Might be. I forgot about that. Sorry, don't backspace in this program or you'll just explode. Might be able to use this for the raw flesh. Attack dog. You're the man now, dog. I think we'll leave that for now. Bum, 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 bum. What was I even coming in here for? Nobody knows. Wait, where am I? I think I was going to bring the unit over here. Anyway, now that I have that bomber processed, let's go back to some of the other stuff I've taken a look at here. Aha! This psychotic jet bomber. Okay. Well, I don't think I'm going to use that. I'm sure I'll process it eventually, but I don't think I need it. The question is, what do I want to use the transport craft looking thing for? I guess in theory it could be a light transport unit, but making AI use that is going to be silly. So I would instead probably have it be like a gunship of some kind, or a salvo craft or something. Oh, I remember this one. This is like super easy to turn into a ground unit, I feel like. I mean, in theory, it could already be a ground unit anyway. It would just have to be like a hovercraft of some kind. I suppose that could be a new Rockin unit or something. That's a lunatic unit. That's a lunatic unit. I don't know what the fuck that would be. Oh yeah, I was in the middle of working on that. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think that there's a good... There's not too many ground units that you can take from that game. I guess I can use this for the drive-by. Be dumb enough. That's more or less what I've been looking for anyways. What to use for the drive-by. Alright, so we have... ISID 200. Bum, 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 bum. In this case, we'll do J Critter and JC Shad. All right. Bye. I don't see clowns here. Let's see, DF. Let's figure that out. That is a grave injustice. If it is true. Let's find out. Yeah, I don't see it at all. I'll try posting it. Did it show up yet, or what? It didn't show mine, but it shows your trio. So if it's only a clown emoji, it's banned. What the fuck? That's crazy. Silly YouTube. Oh, check out my shadow. That's wrong. Probably needs to be removed. The offset for that needs to be removed, I think. Seems to be working. Alright. So... what's the ISID for the Oxel? 375. So we'll say... Nine, 5, 3. And then... yeah, unsupervised clowns. No, 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 no. And I hope you guys are excited about Ascension of Duran later on. That's, we're actually a little bit past the time that I normally stream the mod streams, but it's because I pranked myself and didn't start streaming until 9:30, so we'll go for a little bit longer. But Ass of Duran, baby. Get ready for an ass that's one of a kind. I like how you have to... you really are doing your damnedest to make sure you have access to the most emoji. I like that. It's good dedication. Come on, give me the fucking tile! It still didn't give it to me. There we go. Absolute triggering. Peach of Duran. Right. So... oh, we fixed that. But we also have to go in... let's close this. We were going to fix the shadow... It's also possible that I just need to redo that shadow. I don't know. But I'm pretty sure it's fine. Oh shit, you can have a horde of them. They'll breach the defenses. Yeah. Better watch out. Yeah, exactly. The fuck? I canceled it and it imported it anyway. Nice program. You've been testing the clowns. That's psychosis. Yeah. An excellent combination. I suppose that is acceptable. Alright, so we got some pretty good progress done on the tech trees already, which is nice. I already have a graphic that I can use for a couple of units for the Rockin. So we can say... Probably replace the Valkyrie, I guess? Well, we'll see. Maybe it'll just be a brand new unit. Like, in certain cases, I have, like, the Cyclops and the Oxel replace the Goliath and the Wraith for the Kenyans. I mean, for the Raiders. I mean, I guess the same thing happens for the Kenyans. In addition to them having Drive-By replace Vulture and Child Trooper replace Marine. I might end up replacing the fire bat for the raiders as well, so that there's a bit more excitement going on for that sort of thing. But we do have 2 more units that we got to set up at some point. So I'll do the basis for those now. Air unit will be 22, and then the ground unit that I grabbed will be... Screen replace Alan Shizzer Goliath. That's such a dumb name, too. That's perfect. And then... Well, if you finish the scripts sooner than that, you can always send them to me and I can do voice acting for them. Like the dialogue, I mean. All right, so I've thrown in everything in there. We'll continue to mess around with that stuff tomorrow morning. I'm going to take a break, and then in about an hour, I'll be back with some Ascension of Duran, and that will be a disaster, I'm sure. Thanks again, iQuare, for all your help today. I appreciate it. And hopefully the Q stuff is resolved in the next couple of days. Otherwise, since I can't really do that much AI testing and fine-tuning and stuff, obviously my initial plan this week was to finish all the AI, get a good start on the tech tree stuff, and probably start on the script. So I'll just favor the script and the mod stuff while I wait for the AI to be more testable. And at some point, I'm sure I'll end up writing the AI for this guy and stuff like that. But Other than that, it's just like adding more decor and stuff. So there you go. We're more than halfway through the month now. There's not too much time left, but not so little time that I'm panicking. I'm pretty confident that I'll be able to finish it before the last couple of days of the month anyway, so that I can hopefully pivot back to working on Stormborn and Hydra by the end of this month. Get that Stormborn update released and that sort of thing. So, those are the goals anyway. Yeah, we still got plenty of time. All right, thanks everybody for hanging. I'm out of here. For now.